Alright guys, more action in the Beast Wars side. We got ourselves here MP-46 Blackwidow from Beast Wars from Takara Tomy. So this is Blackarachnia, Transformers 35th anniversary Transformer. This is a Masterpiece scale figure, looking pretty sweet. Comes with a lot of accessories, comes with a lot of posability, and is looking pretty awesome. Let's get into this figure and take a look at Blackwidow. Yeesh. Okay, here she is in her spider form. This is not out of the box, of course. I have transformed her a couple of times, and I will be honest, she is extremely difficult to transform again properly. Things don't go exactly where you want, and everything kind of falls apart a little bit in spider form. They did what they could. Spiders are really hard transformers to deal with because you have to put so much of the character into, like, the butt, and so little can go into the legs and the body to really get that spider look. I think they did an amazing job of what they could get. If you angle her properly and use a lot of care in transformation, she is an excellent figure. Looks pretty good in spider form. Not amazing, not like 10 out of 10, but then her bot form is just perfect. So you got that going on. I definitely like this figure. I'm very happy with it. I think spider form you're going to get, I think it's like a 6. Nah, maybe a 4. I would say it's a 4. In spider form, it definitely falls apart a little bit. You got yourself out of the box these web sections. All right. So there are all of these webs, which can be used to give her a little web stand. They look just like they did in the show, that kind of like energy webbing that they did, which is awesome. Let's get a little bit of a zoom out. So these tab in all together and turn into a pretty decent spider web. Slapping that all together. And then there's a little piece and a connector as well as a weapon that exists somewhere around here that can attach into the middle, and then she attaches onto that. It is a pain to do, and I'm not very good at it, so I'm not going to do it on video, but there is some decent posability with the web and the stand that comes with it to be able to get some nice views. She also has a grappling hook that comes with some string around it, and you can do this. Actually attaches onto the bottom of the spider form, and you can get that hooked into these two arms, but I always struggle and I pop it apart when I do that. It is possible. You might be able to figure out if you put it this way, then you got yourself that blue string, and you could do some cool poses with her hanging out of places and whatnot, and actually looking like she's doing spider things. So I really love what they gave with this figure, but it is a little bit of a struggle to get into all those different modes. Let's check her out in human form. All right, there we have our Beast Wars Femme Fatale in all of her glory. As I said, they did just a fantastic job getting this figure into the humanoid form. It comes together so nicely. There's lots of posability, lots of options with the legs to be able to get some sweet poses, lots of ability to replicate what happened in the show, and the figure just comes along so well. It's a really nice pickup. I'm really liking it, and I'm very happy with what they did with the human form. The spider form is a little weak. We have to live with that to get such an awesome human form for this bot. So, Blackarachnia is the Decepticon turned Maximal character from the show. She ends up being... She's quite a menace for most of the series until she falls in love with the Silverbolt character. I'm hoping one day we do get a Silverbolt to be able to add into the collection and play around with. I think that's a little bit further down the line than a couple of the other ones, so we might be several years out of that, but I'm hoping. She is pretty sweet, looks awesome, comes together really well, is a good size, fits the scale of the rest of the Beast Wars figures really well. She's got herself her little... I don't even know what to call it, like crescent moon gun thing, spikes on it. She can hold it pretty decently. Her hands have little holes in them, and this thing also has a little hole in its side, and she can open her hand up and grip onto that. It is tricky to get a grip on a character that has big spiked hands like this, but they did an excellent job. letting that lock in there, and then, oh, I keep popping it out though. That's me. That's not the figure, I assure you, that's on me. All right, there we go. So, really sweet gun, looks exactly like it did in the show. She can hold it quite well, lots of posability, lots of options. You, of course, have the version like this that has no string, or you have the version with the string so that she could, like, lasso onto people, and you can do some pretty sweet scenes with her gripped onto someone. So, there is her with her gun. In the box, we also have a couple of other options. So we've got some faceplate options. So right now I have her with a kind of surprised look on her face going on. So let's take a quick look at that right up at the camera. So there she is with her kind of mouth open. Maybe she's taunting somebody, maybe she's laughing at somebody, maybe she's surprised. Not 100% sure. All right. So we do have a couple of other options. We've got her glaring and quite angry looking. Hard to get the lighting nice on that. Let's try and get that closer. There we go. And then we got ourselves, they're not too different, you know. One is a little bit more slanted eyes, a little bit more angry looking, and the other one's a little bit more neutral, but they're very similar to each other. And then this one's the only one that's quite a bit different, looking shocked and surprised. So a little bit more limited on her ability to show emotion than some of the other characters, but doing all right. I'm okay with it. There is this little piece here that is the piece that hooks onto the guns and then hooks into the little blue mechanism here. So you've got this blue thing. This slots in there and is a pain to take back out. So I'm not going to do it right now because I do plan to put it back away. But it slots in there, and then this can hook onto the gun and hold onto the gun. And then the gun holds onto her arms in spider form, and she can come together and hold onto the webs. And then they gave her her little, like, scanny visor thing. This thing was used in a couple of episodes where she was scoping things out. It fits onto her head, covering her eyes. You got to get it under her eyebrow. Oh, is it upside down? Yes. Okay. So there we go. We got her doing her scan. Needs a minute to figure out what she is seeing, kind of deal was what happened in that one episode, if I remember. She was delayed researching things, and somebody had to protect her. Looking awesome. Good parts, good figure. Such an awesome set. I'm very happy with this Blackwidow, Blackarachnia, whatever you want to call her. And it is just sweet pickup. So awesome addition to my collection. One of the first Decepticons. So we got her, and we got ourselves Dinobot technically, and then Megatron. So we'll look at those guys coming up.